welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Hannah Arinitwe and welcome to the bottom of it. If this is your very first time tuning into this channel, feel free to tap on that subscribe button. Do not forget to tap on that notifications bell so that every time I post a new video, you are the very first person to know. And do not forget to leave a like as well on this video to just let me know what you've liked about it or what you haven't liked about it, or maybe if you just want to contribute more to what I've talked about. So today I'll be going into the 10 lessons I have learned. The 10 lessons I have learned in 2022. So let's dive into the video. So guys, here is a disclaimer. So I'm currently home for the holidays, to celebrate Christmas, and to also celebrate going into 2023. And also do not mind, when you see me looking down, I'm looking at the notes in my notebook. I have a pencil, I have my notebook where I wrote down all the lessons I've learned this year. And maybe before I dive into the lessons, I'll just like to give you guys a bit more context on who I am, and maybe that could help you more in understanding where I'm coming from with the lessons and all that. So, my name is Hannah Arinitwe and I'm a student at Makerere University doing a bachelor's in journalism and communication. I work at Power FM as a radio presenter and a music curator. Now, people always ask me, what is a music curator? A music curator is basically somebody that organizes the music that is to be played on the radio station. So I do curate for a couple of shows, and I'm also a leader at Makerere University, recently elected as the Guild Representative Council for the School of Languages, Literature and Communication. I'm also the Vice President of Burantare, one of the biggest school associations in Uganda, between Intare Boys School and Buranyanji Girls. And I'm also a sister, and yeah, I think that's basically. Oh yes, oh my god, how could I forget, guys? I'm also a Media Challenge Initiative Fellow, 2022 Fellow. I currently graduated, and I'm super excited to be finally part of the family of the Media Challenge Initiative and to be part of the media fraternity. It's in entirety. But guys, let's just get into the lessons I have planned for this video. Lesson number 1, be grateful and live in the moment. Now, one thing about me is that I tend to worry. I tend to worry so much about what the future holds for me. I tend to worry about what a certain action I have done is going to lead me to. So I end up failing to appreciate what I have and living in the moment. Now, for me, I have achieved a number of things this year. Different certificates for debate, certificates for what, certificates for which competition, medals, and all that. And sometimes I fail to live in the moment of being a victor, of winning, and I start to worry about, oh my god, I'm done with this, what next? Like I tend to worry. But this year I have done an incredible job with appreciating each and every milestone that I get to cover, and this has helped me in becoming a better person. I've become more joyful, because I no longer worry about simple things. Like if I've gotten an award for a certain thing, like I'm going to enjoy it. I'm going to enjoy the moment. If I've graduated, I'm going to enjoy the moment. I'm going to celebrate. I'm going to tweet about it. I'm going to post about it. Like I'm going to enjoy myself and appreciate and thank me for doing my level best for achieving a certain thing. And I think that's why you realized, if you've been following me on my social media handles, at Arinitwe Hannah on all social media platforms, you realize that I've been doing more vlogs and more tiny videos of appreciation to myself, and also appreciations or the vlogging about the processes of gaining certain milestones that I've been able to gain. So that has been part of the process of appreciating and being grateful for what you have achieved, guys. Like, stop worrying about the things that are going to come like tomorrow or the future. Like, if you have done something and you have been good at it, celebrate it, enjoy it, and live in the moment. Otherwise, you will be looking back 5 years from now, 10 years from now, and like, damn, I was actually doing way better last 2 years ago, but I didn't enjoy that. So be grateful and live in the moment. So, lesson number 2, my 20s is just the start of the journey. Now guys, I'm currently 21 I turned 21 October 31st. Oh, my birthday. I had a super great, amazing birthday. Gifts flowing in, parties. It was just fun, super fun. But as a teenager, when I was thinking about the kind of direction I'm going to go into in my life, in terms of career, in terms of what, I was so worried about if I had chosen the right path. But I think I've always promised to do a video about how I chose the career path I'm doing, and I've never done it. So, points to note, I'm going to do that next year. But 20s, I just realized that as I clocked 21, that this is the stage where I have the ability to make as many mistakes as I can, because I still have time. I still have time to grow. I still have time to be better. I still have time to correct the mistakes I've done. I still have time to explore the different things that I want to explore. Like, the 20s is a time when you have the energy, you have the time to actually blossom into different things that you want to blossom into. So in this year where I've been 20 for almost a better part of it, I've been able to go out and do different things that I thought I would never do. I mean, I joined politics. I had left politics way back to my high school, and I was like, you know what, I'm not doing any politics anymore. But the 20s brought in a different perspective when it comes to politics. I tried out also adventuring, and going out more. I had been more of a enclosed kind of person, but this year I've tried out to, go out more. And the more I've attended these different events, the more I've attended the different invites, accepting the different invites, I've actually gotten the opportunity to grow my network base. Like, I currently have a phone number for everybody, almost everybody in the different sectors, whether it's an engineer or it's maybe somebody in lands, or it's somebody in the media, or it's somebody in the medicine area. Like, me being able to go out and explore the different things at this age has helped me build my networks, and I had never imagined that this is the time that I would be able to build the kind of networks that I have. So what my 20s have done for me is to help me understand that this is just the beginning, Hannah. So you have the time to go out, you have the time to network, you have the time to try out all the different business adventures you want to go into, you have all the time in the world to make all these different decisions and make those mistakes and have these mistakes corrected. So I've been able to go out, and as I enter into 2023, I'm preparing myself to even try out more things. I want to try out more travel in 2023, so you guys should be expecting more content when it comes to traveling. So the 20s are just the start of everything. Like, you are just starting off. So enjoy your 20s, guys. Enjoy your 20s. So here is my lesson number 3. Staying in contact with your old OGs, what do you call OGs, like old girls, like your friends in high school, is actually a plus to my life. So I've been one person that realized the essence of high school, my experiences in high school, the friends I met in high school. Like, I've gotten to learn that this year, that these are some of the biggest connections I'm ever going to make in my life. Like, this year, I've had a number of old girls actually place my name into rooms I had no idea I'd be going into. So being in contact with these people, keeping in those WhatsApp groups, keeping in their same circles, attending, if somebody from high school, old girls is having an event, like, go support them. If they have a new business, like, go support them. Like, that support system of having the people you were friends with in high school or people you went to school with in high school has actually helped me grow so much in my networks, and has helped me grow so much as well in my own business. Like, there's nobody that supports me as much as my high school schoolmates. Like, damn, those guys who watch my videos, those guys who circulate my videos, those guys who support me till the end. So for me, I feel like that's a 1+, and I'm willing, in the coming year, I'm still going to keep these guys in my circle. I'm going to keep these guys in my support group, because these guys have actually pushed my career and have pushed my name into spaces I had no idea. I mean, when I was going into the election period, like, everybody knew who Hannah Arinaitre was. Why? Because of that friend friend group of my high school mates, the solidarity that we have as Branyanji girls. Like, for me, that was something I learned this year, and I am willing to keep these guys in my life forever and ever and ever. Thank you so much to all the high school buddies I made. And not just the guys who I was in school with, like at Branyanji Girls, but also the friends I made in high school, from the other schools. Like, those people are just like my day ones. Those guys are my day ones. So keeping in contact with people you went to school with is actually a very fun experience. I actually went out more with these guys, to parties, to events. And even sometimes when you attend an event and you bump into them, you're like, oh my god, hi, like, how are you? Oh my god. Then they introduce you to somebody else, who introduces you to somebody else. So it's a whole great experience to be in contact with your OGs and OBs from your high school. So those guys are a plus to me. So here is my lesson number 4. Do not give up. Never, ever, 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 guys. Do not give up, because you don't know at the time where you are planning to give up is the time when something great is going to happen. So I was in a political race at Macquarie University. Now, this university is one of the biggest in Africa, actually one of the biggest in the world, with over thousands and thousands of students that you have to impress in order to be a leader. So I was going through so much during that time, and it pushed me to the wall. And there was a point, I think people don't even know this, by the way. People thought I was this other really strong, hard girl who wasn't moving out. But there was a point I almost gave up when I felt that nobody was actually listening to me, nobody was supporting me in the elections. I was like, you know what? Tomorrow I'm announcing I'm officially off the elections. So as soon as I made that decision, I get a call from a friend of mine. They're like, oh my god, Hannah, I'm at this event and somebody seated next to me is talking about you and how you are standing in the election. I'm like, who is that? Somebody who I have no idea. That's what she told me. I was like, are you serious? So she takes me a picture of this person who was scrolling through their phone, texting their friend about me, and all that. So I was like, oh my god. So everything I'm working for is not going out in vain. Like, people are actually seeing me work. Like, people are actually seeing me as a potential leader. So it was at that time I was like, you know what? I'm not going to give up. And guess what? At the end of the day, I came out as a victor. And this whole not giving up chant I always kept telling myself, helped so much. Even in my content creation, there's a time when I was feeling like, you know what, I'm just going to give up on YouTube, I'm going to give up on my vlog, on my blog, like everything, because people are not responding, they're not seeing me, and all that. But at the time I was about to give up was the time when I actually got nominated for a certain Afro bloggers award. That was, I think, last year. So do not give up, because at the time when you're hoping to give up, at the time when you want to give up, that might be your turning point. That might be the time when somebody has actually somebody has actually appreciated your work. So do not give up, guys, because that might be the time you are meant to shine. Here is my lesson number 5. Take all opportunity with arms wide open. Now, at the start of the year, I got accepted into the Media Challenge Initiative Fellowship. And to me, that was a real opportunity in my life. I was given a chance to gain free skills. Wow, like that was for me, was the biggest opportunity. So we went out into this fellowship and we went to different hotels, meeting different people. Now, the one thing for me that I have realized has worked for me over the years and is still going to work for me over the years is putting yourself out there. Every time you grasp an opportunity, every time you get a chance to shine, like, guys, shine. Let me tell you what. During this fellowship, every time we had sessions, I was always the first one to put up my hand. Like that girl in class who everybody's like, why does she raise up her? That was me, like putting up my hand. Whether I knew the answer, whether I didn't, if I had a question or if I didn't even have a question, like I was always putting myself out there. If they said we have a presentation, who wants to go fast? Like, that's me, I'm going fast, is what I have to say, is what I have to do. So for me, that proactivity during that opportunity actually opened doors for me somewhere else. Now, because of that fellowship and because of me being proactive, I was given a chance to actually host one of the biggest media challenge, one of the biggest media expos in the country. So guys, guess what? If I did not take up that opportunity, not small, it's actually a very huge opportunity. If I didn't take up that opportunity with all my arms wide open, ready to actually shine, I wouldn't have gotten the opportunity to dive into event hosting, to dive into emceeing. So for me, I feel like that's a lesson I've learned, and that is a lesson I'm taking to 2023. When I get an opportunity, I'm going to shine, and I'm going to use that opportunity to open a door to another opportunity, that open a door to another opportunity, and the cycle keeps going on. So here is my lesson number 6. My parents are always right. Now I know how that sounds. Like, Hannah, how can your parents? You guys, this year I've learned that parents actually have foresight of things that we may not easily understand as people that are just new to the world, you know? So this whole year, every time my parents give me their point of view on a certain decision I make, or, you know, something, they always let me know what they think. And when they let me know what they think and I go against what they think or what they think is right for me, I find myself in a ditch. So this year, I got an opportunity for a certain job, and my parents kept telling me, like, Hannah, like, no, like, don't take it for now, you know, because you're still in school, you know, you still have all the different things. Like, don't take the job, like, you wait. And I was like, no, you understand it. They're like, okay, fine, you do what you want to do. So guys, I took the job, and guess what? I was in a ditch. I could not balance all the things I was doing on the side with this other job. So I was like, you know what, my parents actually always right. My parents also told me about certain events I shouldn't be going to, that I went to, and then at the end of the day, things did not end as well and as much as I expected. So I feel like our parents are really blessings on earth. They have that foresight. They see things that we can't see. So for me, this is a lesson I have learned, and I highly appreciate my parents' points of view, my parents' advice. So that's something I'm taking with me to the next year. Like, my parents are always right. So here is my number 7. Is it 7? Okay, that's 7. God has it all planned out. Do not worry, because God has everything in control. That is I feel like it's one of the biggest lessons I've learned this year. Like, we worry so much. We worry, guys. I don't know why we worry so much. Or is it just me? Like, we worry so much, but at the end of the day, God's plans are planned out for you. So for me, the biggest example for me this year was when I was 2 times. I applied for the yearly fellowship, and I was quite excited. I was taken up for the interviews. I did the interviews. I felt I did a really great job on the interviews, and I was expecting to be called back for the cohort, the 44th cohort. And guess what, guys? I was not. Now, this was during the time when the elections were put on hold. So as soon I felt so down. Because, like, I'm a failure. Like, how? Like, I had planned everything out. I had organized what I was going to say. Like, I had put in my time, my energy. I filled in that form, guys, for like 3 weeks just to ensure I was perfect. Everything was perfect. But as I was talking about not being a student to the fellowship, that is the time when the Makerere University elections were reintroduced. So I was like, wow, God. So you mean that's why? Like, you had everything in control. Everything was planned according to you. So if I went through for this fellowship, I wouldn't have been able to compete favorably in the elections. I would have lost, you guys. For me, that the priorities on my list was to become a leader that can create change. And then the fellowship came second, because these fellowships are there to stay, you know, but leadership comes once in a while, especially when when you are in a university, coming to the end of your education. Like, it comes once in a while. So I was like, wow, thank you, God. Like, everything was planned out just the way you wanted it to be planned out, and it was perfect for me. So I was like, thank God, because I could not picture myself putting down an acceptance email for attending one of the biggest fellowships in East Africa because of an election. So I feel I would have failed to choose between the two. So I thank God I didn't get the other and I was able to focus on the election. Now the second time was when during the elections I was worried so much. I was against these really huge political giants and all that, and I was worried. But guess what? After having a pause on the elections and then we later came back, the constitution was changed. Now they changed the constitution to not just having 2 guild representative councils, either boy or girl, boy, but now they had made it particular. One of the leaders for the council has to be a female. So I was like, wow. I mean, truth be told, I was the strongest female on that election. So I was like, wow, it's been made a bit more simpler for me since I'm not going against these guys, these very strong guys. So I was like, wow, God, I was worried all the while, but you had already made a plan for me. You had made a way for me in this election. So I was like, God, indeed, you have everything in control. I do not have to worry. So here is my lesson number 8. Stop trying to help people who have not asked for your help, and stop pushing your agenda onto other people. Now one of the challenges that I have is I like to push people. I don't know why that sounds bad, but like if I have a group of friends, and I'm working on so many things, or I'm working on a specific thing, I want them to have something going on in their lives. So I find myself trying to have them more involved in different things. I don't know how to explain this, guys, but people have lives to live, and everybody knows what they want. So for me, I felt like it was my duty and my job to push people to do what they want, or to give them help, to push them into a certain direction they want to go to. But guess what? People do not want your help unless they have asked for it. So that's another lesson I've learned. I've stopped putting myself at the center of people's lives. I have decided, and it's a lesson I learned this year. Work on your things, do your things. If somebody asks for help them out. But if they don't, do not try to help them out because you don't know exactly in what capacity they need their help. Or maybe it is just not their season to have you in their lives trying to push them to go into a certain direction that they're looking at. So stop trying to help people, guys. It's going to hurt you in time. It's going to hurt you. And then again, it's going to have you look like a nagging friend. So stop trying to push people, stop trying to help people when they ask for help, and also stop trying to push your agenda onto other people and other guys, or if you're trying to help out, because you might as well just be a nagging friend. So hard lesson. Lesson number 9, create healthy boundaries. Now that is one of the greatest lessons. I now have like 3 greatest lessons, but creating healthy boundaries has really helped me a lot. Why? It has given me a peace of mind. You guys, I was everywhere all the time. Why? Because I had no boundaries. At work, if they say we need somebody to do this, I would run there. We need somebody to do this, I would run there. Even when I have other things to do, I would still run to work to help out on something. So I failed to create boundaries and lines between work and school and life and relationships and friends. So I found myself merging the 5 things into one, and that just is a healthy thing to do. First of all, you get burnt out, you get tired, you can't even do anything to perfection, and that goes the same way with content creation. Like I failed to create that healthy boundary, and I learned that this year, where I felt like I had to speak about everything or do a video about everything. But during this year, I learned that there are certain things that I shouldn't be talking about on my channel. I mean, to create a bit of boundary between my personal life and my content creation. So as much as I want to be vulnerable, at the same time, I want to ensure that I have my privacy. So creating even healthy boundaries with leadership and in school. Like, I mean, Today I had a bit of a conversation with the different people in the Guild Council about boundaries. We have officially gone off for holidays, and therefore, when they called for a supposed session during the holidays, I was thinking, no, I'm on holiday, my university is on holiday, so I do not expect to be working, on a holiday. So I've created that kind of boundary as well. If I'm home, I'm home. If I'm doing schoolwork, I'm doing schoolwork. Don't call me for work. Don't call me for leadership. If I'm doing leadership stuff, don't call me for work. Don't call me for leadership. Like, creating those healthy boundaries gives you a peace of mind. It allows you not to keep safe, it allows you not to get burnt out. It allows you to breathe. It allows you to do things to perfection. Because if you're being 50-50 of everything, you fail to have a good representation of who you really are. And it goes reminding me of work. Like, there's a time I had over 3 jobs. Guys, create boundaries. I had over 3 jobs, and I failed to perform efficiently. Now, I was doing a great job, yeah? I was doing a great job on the 3 jobs, but I did not perform to the level I really can perform to, and I would want to perform to, because I was not creating healthy boundaries between all the 3 jobs. So that's how I decided not to take down one of them, so that I can breathe, guys. Breathe. So create healthy boundaries, guys. It's going to help you so much to keep a peace of mind and do your work to 100%. My number 10. It's okay, guys. It's okay to take a break. This was one of the biggest lessons I learned. I keep saying biggest. I think I've learned so much this year. So this year I've done so many activities, so many events, so many competitions, so many things. But I've realized that I do not have to be everywhere all the time. I do not have to do everything all the time. I can as well take a break. So I had one of the biggest burnouts this year than ever in my life. Why? Because I was committing myself to very many responsibilities. And even when I didn't have a responsibility, I felt like I need to look for something to do, I can't just be sitting down at home doing nothing, or down in my hostel doing nothing, I had to always find something to do. But I got to realize that, there are days when it's okay not to be a president. It's okay not to be a leader. It's okay not to be an event host. It's okay not to be an event planner. Like, some days you just need to relax. Give yourself quality time. Just chill. Just rest. Just, breathe. Because, guys, at this point, you will burn out to an extent of no return. So I've learned that it's okay to take a break. It's okay to relax. I think there were days this year where in a week, when I'd be like, today in my week, I am doing nothing. I'm going to be in my room, seated, maybe cleaning my room, or relaxing, or eating, or watching, I'm just not going to do anything. I won't even write a blog. I'll just relax, and that has helped me so much this year as well, after my very serious burnout, to breathe and to come out stronger and better. Guys, it's okay to breathe. It's okay to relax. Sometimes it's okay not to be the great person or the multitasker. Sometimes you just need to be you. So it's okay to take a break. Those have been my 10 lessons I've learned this year. I hope that in one way or the other, this might help you in creating your goals for next year, or maybe to help you, rethink your life, or rethink the things you've been doing, or maybe learn from me. But feel free to let me know in your comment section some of the lessons that you have learned in 2022. But I've been having a lovely time with you guys here on the show. I think because I'm using radio. On my channel the whole year. Thank you so much for the support. Thank you so much for loving me. I love you and I respect you, and may God continue to bless you for supporting me. And next year I would love us to hit 1K subscribers, and hopefully with time 100K subscribers. But for now, the goal is 1K subscribers. But I would like to wish you a Merry Christmas and a happy New Year. Mwah.